go in.
Cuts down on the banks.
No
Yeah,
curry.
you guys get to charge us.
We have, I'm here to help you.
I enjoy your help.
We do use it in our bank for our tellers in the back counter as opposed to couriers used to go to the Fed and back and forth. Now we have them in the back counter. All right. Online banking. Can I get a show of hands of who uses online banking? Okay, pretty popular. Everyone comfortable with online banking and you like it and kind of things. You could do a lot with different online banking products. You can see what's going on in your accounts, real time, live transactions. You can make transfers, move your money around. You can do stop payments if you need to. See your check images. A lot of online banking, again, has the ACH and wire transfer capabilities, so you can go right there, do it. You don't need to go to the bank to initiate any types of wires. You can set up automatic recurring transfers. Dual control and restricted access options, where if you have an employee, your bookkeeper, you want them to be able to make transfers, but you need to approve it before anything goes through, we can do that. If you want an employee to just be able to view and do the reconciliation and not make transfers whatsoever, we can do that. It's very accessible, very flexible. 24-hour access to your accounts, you can do banking anytime. Positive pay and check reconciliation assistance. Positive pay is kind of like a fraud control monitoring for you. It's where you upload your file of your outstanding checks that you have written out. You give us your check number, who you paid, how much you paid them, and the date. And when those checks come in for presentment, we match them up to what you gave us. If something doesn't match, a lot of times it's like a check number is a little off, or we didn't get the proper check number in the file. Something doesn't match, you're notified and you say, and we ask you, is this okay? You actually get an image of the check and you get to say pay or return. So it's like you're doing your own control on it. A lot of different businesses who might have been subject to their checkbook getting stolen or fraudulent checks getting written.
Or duplicate checks being made if someone got a hold of one of your checks and made duplicates and tries to cash them.
So this helps you keep your money. Keep the money that's yours.
Is this PowerPoint presentation in this package?
It's not, but we can email it.
We're actually going to post up.
Yes,
We're
yeah.
going to post up the PowerPoint presentation online, so everybody will be able to find it on our website and on the KP Facebook page.
Just trying to go green.
I got a question about the transfer fund between accounts.
Sure.
What about between banks?
That would be ACH or wire transfer.
But it can be done through your online bank.
And it's done through, yeah. So you would choose what you want to do. If you want to do, depending on your bank and their fees, if you, ACH again is usually 2-day processing, whereas wire transfer is same day.
Oh.
Within our institution, wire transfers cost money. So an outgoing would cost you money, and even at your institution where it's receiving, you may have an incoming wire transfer fee. Some people choose to do ACH, although it's 2-day processing.
I just like to make sure that the funds are available.
Right.
Watch my bottom line.
A lot of online banking as well, if you're using QuickBooks, I know it's really popular, you can import and export your transactions from your online banking into your QuickBook for reconciliation.
We have a few people that do that.
And that's a fee with QuickBooks, right?
No, I think.
No, that's free. The bank pays a lot of money to give you that opportunity.
All right.
This is kind of cut off.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm going to say, set up single and recurring payments, online bill pay. This saves you time and helps your cash flow because you're going to pay your bills online.
Let me see if I can straighten it out.
Does anybody use an online bill pay service for their business or personal?
You can definitely set up your business and pay your vendors this way. Some online bill pay send ACHs. Again, they'll send an ACH out depending on the vendor that's being paid. Some will just do an electronic draft check and send a check and have it paid on the day you ask it to be paid. So you can have,
Oh, okay.
you can set it up and say, I want this paid on the 1st. And it
So
will
I
be,
wanted to go through the snail mail.
right, and sometimes it will, but they will, a good bill pay service will estimate that snail mail time and make it so that they are receiving it on the date that you need it paid.
It's all gonna depend on who you're paying. If they accept it electronically, they'll send it electronically. If they will only accept a check, they'll get a check.
What happened? We need a drink?
I'm just seeing if turning it on, turning it off. That's the extent of my technical abilities.
But using a bill pay service as compared to just having a checkbook, is a good time saver.
Time saver.
It keeps everything electronically. You have your records out there for, I think, 18 months or depending on where you're getting it from. So it's a lot of time savings in your own office.
You can set up multiple accounts, so if you have an operating account and then you have a specific job account, account set up for a specific job, then you can set them multiple accounts up and pay out of each different account per.
It works.
And again, with online bill pay, you have the multiple employee access. So someone can submit it, you can approve it, and it can go. Some online bill pay have paperless billing. If you're using QuickBooks, I know they do have an email feature where you can email your invoices to your customers. We have a bill pay service that also allows to do paperless invoicing and invoice your customer paperless. Like, I get mixed reviews on it. Some people say, my customers say email, they don't even know what it is,
So you
I
can
don't like
also
it.
print it out and mail it.
But
as
you
well.
could-
But
yeah.
if you're handwriting bills out or invoices, it's
It's a
a,
little different.
I'm noticing that a lot of our customers are on the internet now.
yeah.
So everything is via internet. And it's new for me, but it's old for them, you know, so.
So I think-
Everything's scanned and emailed.
Right, right. So that always, again, time
So I
saver.
need to get up with the times.
One thing on the online bill paying, which some people probably realize and some people may not, and I'm sorry to say, I don't have Bridgehampton National Bank for mine, but I use online bill payments for my entire personal world. And the nice thing that I like about it is I can schedule stuff out far in advance.
Yeah.
So if I'm going away or if I know I'm gonna have some busy weeks and I don't wanna have to think about what needs to get paid, I'll just say, next month, pay my car payment, and just tell them the amount and say, send it out on this date. And I imagine it's a pretty common feature in a lot of things.
Yeah.
For personal, that's great. You can just kind of automate yourself out of your personal life, which is a wonderful place to be. For business also, you can think about when you're not gonna have the time to focus on these things. The summer's a very busy time for most businesses out here. We have that big seasonality, and if you can set up some of these things in advance, things that you know are gonna be the same, you can have it automatically pay these things, so it's one less thing you have to worry about doing. So you just set it up, you make sure that you have the money in there, and it takes care of it.
And some bill pay service also will integrate with your current bills. If you have credit cards, they'll integrate with that, and if you don't want to set up a reoccurring payment for your credit card, it'll integrate and it'll say, hey, you have a bill due from Bank of America. What do you want to do? Here are your options. So that it's all centralized. You don't have to go to your Bank of America site to pay that one. You don't have to go to Chase to pay that one. You don't have to go to, LIPO to pay that one. It's all centralized, and it'll pull in the bills and tell you, hey, you have a bill due. What do you want to do? And again, when you're busy on the road in the summer, alerts via email, text, your phone. So it'll keep you abreast on what's going on.
I had one situation where I had a bill to pay and the receiver never received it, but it was debited from my account.
Mm-hmm.
And it took several weeks, actually 3 or 4 weeks for that to be resolved.
Mm.
And it was quite frustrating because it didn't make me feel very comfortable in the system.
Right, but where 3 weeks, where's the money?
And if the other end didn't complain to me directly, I never would have known.
You would have never known.
There's no
Depending.
alert that says, there's no way to know that.
There's no way, right, there's no way to know if they haven't received it, especially if, in some instances, they're gonna send a paper check. They may debit your account and then draft a check from the company, the bill pay company's account, and draft a check in the mail. So then you're not going to know if they didn't receive it.
It's all electronic, there was no hard paper.
Right, okay. It should have been
So I had a
returned.
debit on my account, so I assumed that it was paid.
Right.
The other side says, hey, what happened? Why didn't I receive the money?
Right.
I don't know, I just let me check into it. So I looked, it's debited there, right there.
Right.
I showed her the receipt, that it's, I never got it. Took quite some time to
Quite some
solve.
time.
And it wasn't, it was a national bank, wasn't a local bank.
Right, and it all depends on the, you know, the service that they're using for the bill payment, you know, how, that boils just down to customer service and how.
I'd say I didn't feel very satisfied at the end of that.
Right, right, yeah. And I know that there's some bill pay services that have online chat, and I actually had an instance, because I used bill pay, where I sent a payment for, I paid off a vehicle, and I had automatic payment set, and after it paid off, a payment went out again. I'm like, oh, I forgot to take them off automatic, and within 3 days I had my money back. So,
Well, unfortunately, the banking institution was looking at the same screen I was looking at.
Right.
No, it was paid, no, it was paid. It's like, well, prove it to me, give me a tracking number.
Right,
You
right,
don't have a
right.
tracking number. It was actually quite frustrating,
yeah.
so just something to be aware of. I don't think it happens often.
Right, yeah, right.
In situations like that, customer service makes a difference. I mean, in this case, it sounds like it made the difference.
Right.
If that had been handled in 2 or 3 days, you'd have been happy with it.
2 or 3 days would have been great, close to 4 weeks.
That's something to be aware of with anything.
And they didn't return the money either. They admitted the mistake, but they didn't
They didn't
replace the
refund
money.
it and then.
Replace it, yeah.
Is there a way that this will automatically sync with QuickBooks? Because normally if you write checks through QuickBooks and you print them, you only have to enter them once.
Well, what happens is it'll be on your online banking that will sync with your QuickBooks. So
Okay,
when the
so it
transactions
will-
happen in your, on your actual checking account, that'll sync with your QuickBooks.
Okay, so you don't have to separately enter them in the
Right.
QuickBooks? Okay.
Do most institutions offer that, or is that, I mean, just Bridgehampton that offers that?
I would say it's pretty prevalent in most institutions. It's something, again, if you don't know about it, you don't know to ask about it.
The QuickBooks part of the online banking.
Oh,
The online, well,
The bill
I
pay?
use QuickBooks, and I
Yeah.
use bill pay, so what I've been doing is I go to QuickBooks, I enter them, I go
Most
to bill
banks
pay,
do.
pay it there, and then I put the confirmation number back on QuickBooks, so I didn't know the date.
Right, but you want to make sure, what you're doing is a little bit different. You're saying that I paid that bill. What actually happens with the QuickBooks in your online banking is when the transaction hits your account, that the debit has come out, that's what can sync into your,
Oh, I see.
you know what I'm saying?
The newest versions of QuickBooks have some features where you can pay some bills online. And to be completely honest with you, I know the features are there and I haven't explored them fully, but if it's something that I know that people are interested in, I can put in a little bit of time and find out how that really works, and then we can do something on going through that, if that would be interesting to more people. If not, I can just touch base
Oh,
with you.
yeah, that's definitely.
It definitely is, because this is, if you have to do them separately, it's not a time saver.
Right.
But
The
if you
newer
do it
versions
once,
of
then
QuickBooks
it
have
is.
started doing more with integrating with online services, and it's one of those areas that I think we'll end up going through, but we just haven't had the expertise in it to really push that out. So.
Does your company keep all the different QuickBooks softwares? Because I know ours is with construction, and then there's others, and then my accountant says, well, I don't have that version. So then that's a.
We have what's called the accountant's version, which is every version, and I think right now we've got back to 2001, which nobody should be using. Please don't tell me to use it. Because if you are, we will upgrade you. But yeah, we can handle any QuickBooks.
You definitely wouldn't be able to sync with your online banking with 2001.
No. All right, moving forward.
Lockbox. Lockbox is interesting. It's where you set up with your financial institution.
It actually process your checks for you. So if you get a lot of checks every month,
Property
and
management.
you have someone in the office maybe spending 2 days, posting payments and whatever, you can have the bank process it for you through a lockbox, which we would set up a separate post office box. All your checks would be mailed there, and they would be processed daily, and you would get a report that you would pull up through your online banking, and
Of who paid.
and can actually pull into your accounting software to pay your, make your
Really-
entries for you.
It's good for like property management. So say you have a bunch of properties people are paying rent on. So monthly there's an invoice that we generate.
Well, we can generate it, or sometimes you just have a coupon book if you're sending something
Right.
out, or it has to have a micro line at the bottom of the coupon, and that's what gets read with your account number of your customer on your own system, and it works that way.
And it posts, and so then you would get a report of who paid and what they paid.
But really,
Daily,
this is- It can be daily, yes.
it's collected from whatever.
Whatever you get,
daily.
whenever the mail comes in, the mail is checked daily, picked up, processed, uploaded to you.
And the report is done daily.
Yes, it's
Yes.
all done.
It's all
Yeah.
online, you can pull up images, you can see what came through right from your own office. It's good if you get maybe over like 250 checks a month.
Any interest in that? Questions? Does anybody think that would be helpful for them? Do you get a lot of high volume checks like that?